Beyond bent. Janssen! And Blackburn Rovers are 18 minutes away from a Premiership return.
As far as Stewart, just outside the penalty area, clips it central for David Dunn. David Dunn equalises. It just had to be. Dax corner and it goes. Glance towards goal, and Rovers have taken the lead. And Charlie Mulgrew has scored his 14th of the season.
Hello, Rovers fans, and welcome back to another live edition of On the Other Side, live with me, Ryan Hildred from Rovers Chat. And it was defeat last time out, wasn't it, as Rovers huffed and puffed, but couldn't break Swansea City down at their place on Saturday evening. And it's back into action on Wednesday under the lights at Ewood Park as we welcome the very much in form Nottingham Forest to Ewood Park for a crunch promotion game. And giving us the lowdown on all things Forest tonight, it's our regular Forest fan, Mr. Door from the Door on Tour podcast. How are you doing, mate?
I feel great. I think last time I was on here, I was like depressed, but now everything's changed now, Ryan, as you know.
Yes, and we will get under the skin of that one. You are certainly feeling a little more confident, aren't you? And Rovers fans watching, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please turn on all notifications using that bell icon. And please give this video a big like for us. Super Chat is available, as it always is. And a big thank you to our sponsors, Blue Rose Capital and sixyardsout.com. So, Ben, let's make a start on this preview then. As you said, you are feeling very happy now, but an incredible season for Forest so far for two reasons, really. The first, bottom of the league after 7 games, just that 1 point in mid-September. That led to Chris Hughton being sacked. Steve Cooper's come in, just 4 defeats in 22 games with 12 wins in that time as well. You are very much one of the form teams over that time period. So how has that been for Forest fans to deal with this season? And, you know, as you say, I remember seeing some of your early season videos. It seemed pretty desperate at times. So how's it been?
Where should I start? Like I said, the first 6 games, including yourself, when we lost to you lot at City Ground, it was just shocking. It was awful. Just awful to watch, and like I couldn't bother good. Like we had lockdown last season, and it was I had that moment like I don't want to go back to City Ground, seeing dull football. And then the Middlesbrough game, we lost 2. I think we lost 2-1, 2-0, and he got sacked after the game. And I've never been so happy. Like Chris Hughton, he's good. He's a good guy, but his football was just awful. And we hired Steve Cooper, and we know his background. Like I said, he went to Swansea, got him back-to-back playoffs, and that as well, won the World Cup with England with the 18s. And you know what? He had a great record. But I'm always thinking we've had every manager every season, like all the time, and that. And I thought, no, we'll give him time. And I look at him; he's proved all Forest fans wrong, and I mentioned before the show, I was depressed, and now I'm happy as Larry, because as you mentioned, 4 defeats since he's come here, and the FA Cup run as well. We beat Arsenal, we beat Derby, we beat Leicester, and then especially the league form, especially away from home, it's amazing. And from the season starting, like I said, my mood from 0, from now till 10 is just wow, and it's amazing to see. Amazing to see. But like I said, we're bottom of the league, and now we're 2 points from the playoffs. Could I ever thought coming back on the show and saying to you, Ryan, we're near the playoffs? No. And it's just amazing to see what Steve Cooper has done, especially what he's done for the fans, because like that connection, we missed that connection with the manager, because our past managers, we've not had that connection and all that. So it's just amazing to see. Like, the guy's a genius. I was lucky enough to meet him at the City Ground, and he knew who I was as well. And that's just it was great to see.
Yeah, we'll come on to your form in a moment, but let's just stick with this man, Cooper. And as you say, as an outsider looking in, it just seems like he really understands the club, the history, the years of pain that you've had. And when I've been hearing him talk in those interviews, he just seems like he gets it. So what's been the secret to his success compared to someone like Houghton and some of the other managers that you've had who I'm sure that they knew the history of the club and everything as well? What do you think Cooper's done that others haven't? And, you know, just as an outsider looking in, you just seem to have that buzz back. You know, the atmosphere in the City ground just seems electric at the moment.
It's a connection. It's a connection that we've not had for a long time. Since, like I say, Billy Davis, we had that connection. We can see Sabi Limucci as well, but with this one, and with Steve Cooper, like, I don't know if you know, he always comes like 10 minutes before the game starts, and we always have the anthem as well. And he listens to the song and he looks around the City ground, and when all the Forest fans singing, he embraces it, the history and everything around Forest. Because the past managers we've had, I'm not going to say who we are, but they keep saying, "Oh, we don't want to hear this history, blah blah blah." But Steve Cooper has embraced it. Like, we always, the rivals can say, "Oh, we talk about the past." Why not? Why not? Can we talk about the past? Because it's our history. It's our history. And Steve Cooper has said, "Listen to me. I'm coming to a club, a big club. He knows he's got pressure because, like I said, we've been in we've not been in Premiership for the last 23 years, and he's embraced it. And I'll say that, I'll mention again the connection with the fans. We've not had it for a long time, and it's good to hear that from him. It's just like, oh, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to say this is our year, but it's positive vibes, and he wants to start a chapter with Forest. It's not going to be easy, but it's positive vibes, Ryan. And like I said, when I spoke to you last time, I was depressed. I was really depressed, but I'm happy now because of Steve Cooper, and that's what it is.
Well, it's certainly reverberating out of the TV screens and everything that neutral fans see. And, you know, let's just have a look at the impact of the form. You know, this is the points that Championship clubs have taken since Steve Cooper took over. Fulham there, you can see 42 points. Rovers with 40, but Forest and QPR just a point behind Rovers with 39. So when you consider that Forest had 1 point when Steve Cooper took over, just an amazing job. So clearly a big impact from Steve Cooper there. So has there been a noticeable change in the style of play, Ben? You know, what can Rovers expect to see compared to the side we did see at the City ground earlier on in this season?
Like the formation, like Chris Houghton, he played a 4-2-3-1, and it was awful. And Forest fans thinking, "Oh, blah blah blah, what is this football?" So and Houghton, he played, he had Plan A. Steve Cooper's come in, he played the same formation, but he's a Plan B and he's a Plan C. So I think go like Forest fans, we don't know what, because we don't know what Steve Cooper's thinking, because like I said, he could play at three at the back, play attacking football, and that's what and he could play, like, I don't know, he could play one up front, two up front, five at the back, and it's working because the style of football is like same formation as Chris Houghton, but for these, especially these young players, that believe in Steve Cooper's philosophy, because we'll talk about the players later on. They've changed big time, and it's weird. It's strange. Like, why couldn't these players do the same for Chris Houghton? But Steve Cooper's come in, changed everything, like the formation, or every single player has changed. And like I said, we'll mention the players later on, but it's weird, Ryan. It's so much change of how we're playing, especially our defense, because we was leaking goals left, right, and centre. But everything's changed. More clean sheets, and it's all positive vibes.
Well, Rovers fans can relate to the weirdness because we weren't expecting the season that we're having, and we're enjoying the ride as much as Forest fans are. So all those things you've spoken about then, Ben, you know, the form that you're in, the manager, the reconnection, the City ground rocking again. The FA Cup game that I saw yesterday, it just looked absolutely superb, that atmosphere. So
Mad.
How confident are the fans of making the playoffs or one better than that? You know, it's been an incredible run of form. You know, what is the vibe in that fan base?
I said at the start of the season, like, we'll finish 15th. But the form we are going in now, I personally think we'll make right. I don't want to count my chickens, because if you understand what I want to say right now, for the last 22 years I've said we'll reach the playoffs. This season I said 15th. And look what we're doing. So right now I'm going to be sarcastic, Ryan, and say we'll finish 15th. Everything can happen, because, like I said, we're doing fantastic. I don't want to jinx it and say, "Oh, we'll make playoffs," because that will send us back to the bottom three again. So I don't want to jinx it, because if I do, Ryan, you'll click this, and you put it on social media and say, "No, you're wrong, Ben." So I'm stick. I said to I've been on every channel and said that we'll finish 15th. But as you know, I'm being sarcastic, and I think if we keep on doing what we're doing, there could be positive vibes. But I don't want to count my chickens. Is that a good answer, Ryan?
It's a good answer, and you know what? Rovers fans are trapped in the same quandary as well, because you know, I think deep down Rovers fans do believe, but we're trapped in that same thing as well.
That's the problem, Ryan. That's the problem, because, like I said, deep down, I could say, yeah, we can make it, but I'm not going to do it. I get it. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm sticking to my guns and say we'll finish 15th. But here's what it is. Like I said, we're doing fantastic. I can't lie, but I'm sticking to my guns. Yeah.
No, I get it. And Rovers fans are trapped, as I say. But why wouldn't you believe with the form you're in? Why won't Rovers fans believe the form we're in as well? So there you go. Just before we move on to the questions, first thing I'll say, if everyone can just forgive the horrible noise my mouse keeps making. It's having an absolute frenzy. I can't do anything about it, so we'll just put it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People are watching this. That's all that matters.
And Ben, I know that you've been envious of our super chats when you've been here before. Michael Pearson, he's away on holiday. Wednesday's game is season defining for both. A win for either will go a long way. It will, Michael. And that £20 super chat. Thank you, mate. Really, really appreciate all the support that you've given to the channel. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. So let's move on then, Ben, and we will start to look at the players. As you say, I'm delighted that one man isn't going to be involved on Wednesday night, and that is the top goal scorer, Lewis Grabban, leading the way with 12 goals and 4 assists. He's going to be out for 2 months with that injury. So how much of a blow is that for Forest?
You know what, Ryan? Like I said, start of the season with Lewis Grabban, I'm not going to lie and put my hands up. I was slating him because he wasn't working hard. He wasn't doing nothing, and it was just it wasn't good enough for me. Steve Cooper's come in and has changed him so much. Like I said, it's 12 goals, and especially his assists. It's been fantastic, and he's 34 years old as well. And I don't know what Steve Cooper's done to him. It's changed him, like the way he's scoring goals, and he's helping these young'uns. Like we talk about Brendan Johnson. Helping him, because this is Brendan Johnson's first season in the Championship, because he was on loan to Lincoln City last season and he had a fantastic form there. Grabban, like I said, now he's out for 2 months. It's going to be a massive miss, but we've got players to replace him now, Ryan. And I'm going to say we believe with Brendan Johnson, like there's so much pressure on him now because he's been linked with Premiership clubs. Brentford were after him for 20 mil, and he's got so much pressure on his shoulders. But he proved himself in his games especially against Arsenal and Leicester, because he's 20 years old now. And looking enough, I spoke to his mum and him this morning as well. So missing Grabban is a massive miss. But we've got Brendan Johnson. The guy's on fire. So Blackburn need to worry him tomorrow, because, like I said, he's a player that you've got to watch. But Grabban's going to be a massive miss anyway.
Yeah, and just let's stick with Brennan Johnson. As I say, I've watched Forest a few times this season when you've been on TV, and certainly in that game yesterday against Leicester. Obviously linked with a move away to the Premier League as well, but caused Leicester no end of problems, as I say. Do you expect to keep him if you don't go up?
I want to keep him, but he's a good player. And the problem is with Forest, like I said, Blackburn will be the same. Like, if we don't go up, he's definitely going to go to the Premier League side because he's so good. And it's like I said, there's so much pressure on him for what he's doing. He's raw. I think, and he wants to stay at the club. He's told me himself he wants to stay at the club, but money talks. So, like I said, if we don't go up, like you can't fault the lad for going to the Premier League. So I want him to stay, but you know how it is, Ryan. But there's so many talented players, especially Ben Brereton Diaz, who we'll mention later on, and yeah, he's gonna be a massive miss if Forest don't go up.
Well, if he does leave, I hope he picks the right move. You know, Rovers saw one of our recent youngsters, Connor Mahoney, made a move into the Premier League. Didn't work out for him, and now he's stuck back at this level. So if Brennan Johnson does move, hopefully he does the right one for him. But looks an absolute talent, and absolutely Rovers are going to have to watch out for him. The other thing I just want to talk about, Ben, is defensively. You mentioned the clean sheets and things, and again, as an outsider looking in at Forest, you seem to have a good blend of youth and experience now. You know, you've got Scott McKenna and Steve Cook really complementing Jed Spence and Joe Worrell in that back five. So how have you been defensively this season? Have you just got better and better and better in that sense?
When we had Joe Worrell and McKenna, like there's playing good anyway since Cooper come in, and it's been fantastic. But selling Cook in the transfer window, it's been a massive bonus for us because the thing with us, we like Joe Worrell was 24 years old. I mean, and don't know what, he's a fantastic player, and I think he's a future captain for us. But Steve Cook, bringing him from Bournemouth with his experience, has helped him so much. Because I mentioned the Arsenal game, when he made his debut, like it was alongside McKenna and Worrell, it was outstanding. Then we played against Millwall, outstanding again, another clean sheet. And the game against Leicester yesterday, it was McKenna, Worrell, and Cook. Fantastic again. And I think that's what we're missing in the back line, because we've missed it for years because we've not had a proper leader. Last leader we had was Paul McKenna. And Cook, with his experience, he's done there, been there, got the T-shirt, and it's helped, especially Worrell. It's helped him so much with calming him, because sometimes Worrell will make rush decisions. But McKenna, we'll talk about McKenna. McKenna's been fantastic for us this season. Even when he was playing under Houghton, he's been a different man since he signed for his last season. But especially Cook, Cook. I don't know why Bournemouth got rid of him. I just don't know why they did, because I said he's a leader, and that's what we're missing, I think. And we signed him early, and with him there, I think we've got a chance of. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. We've got a chance.
I keep putting you in the trap, don't I?
Yeah, we've got a chance.
Steve Cook's always the player that I always put a lot older than what he actually is, because he looks about 35, doesn't he? And I don't even think he's 30 yet. So, no, but what a cracking signing, particularly when you consider that Bournemouth have then just gone and loaned Nat Phillips from Liverpool. It kind of doesn't make sense, doesn't it? But there we go. And just before we go on to look at your team, Ben, switching our focus onto the game itself, you know, we played Middlesbrough a couple of weeks back, and that was a real crunch game for us. You could sense it at Ewood Park, two genuine promotion contenders on show. And this game against Forest has just got the feel of another one. So what is the view in the Forest fan base about the season that Rovers have had, and how are you viewing the importance of this match?
You mentioned like Blackburn, they've been, I can't believe what they've been doing. Like, they've been fantastic. And I'm going to mention him, Ben Brereton Diaz, ex-Nottingham Forest player. And as a Forest fan, I liked him. I liked him as a player, because I remember when he was playing for Forest under 18s reserves, he was taking the mick. The problem with Ben Brereton Diaz when he was at Forest, he come in too early at Forest, and we came into relegation bug fight and blah blah blah. Blackburn, I can't believe what he's doing. Like Forest fans think himself, the guy's he's scoring left, right, and centre. And am I surprised with his form? Lads, you mentioned all Blackburn players as well. Like I know Bradley Dack just come back from injury, and he.
Yeah, he won't be back for Wednesday, so you don't need to worry about him.
I'm happy about that. I was like, the first thing I saw yesterday, I thought, "Wait, is Bradley Dack injured?" And I know he's a threat, but you've got a good side. And am I surprised that you're in like near the top two? No, I'm not. And it's going to be a tough game. Like I think, but like as Forest fans, like I said, we played Leicester, but we was more focused on Blackburn because we want to get close to Blackburn, and it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game for both teams. And I know you lost against Swansea on Saturday, but it's going to be a good game. And as Forest fans, we're going to Blackburn. Like since Cooper's come in, we're going to away games thinking we've got a chance of winning the game. I know we lost to who did we lose to? Cardiff away, but I'm still confident thinking we could get a result. And now Joe Wall's come back, and I'm surprised he came back against Leicester, but we've got a chance, and I'm confident we can get a result. I know that you beat us easily at stick around. Was it 2-1? I think it was 2-0, 2-1.
2-1, yeah.
2-1. And it's changed, Ryan. So I think you Blackburn fans need to be scared a bit because we're coming for you, and we're ready. We're ready to come spoil your party.
Well, I think most reasonable Rovers fans are absolutely expecting a completely different side at Ewood Park, Ben. You know, the side that we saw at the City Ground ain't going to be the one that we see at Ewood. But, you know, I think it'll be a game that Rovers also fancy their chances in as well. I think that Middlesbrough game is just going to give us a bit of confidence that we can, you know, just hang in there against a side that are defensively strong. We might not have many chances, but when that one chance does come, then we've got the ability to take it. So I think that's how Rovers will be viewing the game. You know, we've been a side this season that's had low possession, not many chances in games, hitting teams on the counter-attack. And I think that's what we'll look to do again against Forest. But absolutely, we're going to be respecting you. And I think all Rovers fans have been looking at this little trio of games that we've got. Middlesbrough we had a couple of weeks ago, Forest on Wednesday night, and then QPR in a couple of weeks after that. That trio of games, I think, will go a long way to dictating where Rovers come. Are we definitely going to come top 6? Could we maybe come top 2? Those 3 results will tell us a lot, I think. So a lot of Rovers fans are quite fearful of this game against Forest, I must admit. So as we always do on the show, Ben, as you know, we've asked you for your predicted side, which I will pop up here in that wing-back formation, as you said. Just talk us through this side. You know, who's in form? Who should Rovers be watching out for?
The player I'm going to mention now, and everyone's been talking about him, Jed Spence. When he came on loan from Middlesbrough, I thought to myself, why have we got another right back? Since he's come to Forest, he's been outstanding. Especially everyone saw him against Arsenal. He was just wow. And now everyone wants to buy him, but Middlesbrough wanted him back in January, and he's staying with us because he wanted to stay because that's where he's playing his best football. So we say Spence has been fantastic for us. Like we mentioned Johnson as well. That connection that he's got with Spence is it's fantastic. And the right wing, I think you got to be wary because, like I said, Spencer Johnson, that relationship they've got is fantastic. We'll mention that centre midfielder role. I put Yates, Garner, and Cobb at him because we've got Ziganel as well, who's on loan from Watford. But the relationship that Yates, Garner, and Colback has, especially Garner, he started slowly under Cooper, and he's been fantastic as well. So, as well, I'm going to mention Ryan Yates. Like he's our best player at Forest. He's proved so many fans wrong as well. And again, he's been great. I said I put Davis up front because, like I said, Davis and Johnson, that relationship again. People thought Davis will come to Forest, and he didn't have a good record scoring for Aston Villa, but he's come in and he's done the hard work that we've been waiting for. Someone who can hold the ball, bring players in like Johnson, like Lowe, Spence, and as well Garner as well. So these players like Johnson, Garner, are the main key players for Forest. But like I said, this team we put a system like 3-5-2, 5-3-2. That's the formation. Steve Cooper can change formation 3 times, so that that's the team that I do expect to play for against Blackburn.
Yeah, very similar system to us. And if I just flash that team back up, Rovers this season, we've been talking about, for example, our midfield 3 that's been settled with Travis Rothwell and Buckley. I see that with Lowe, Yates and Garner with Yates, Garner, Colback with what you were talking about there. The back 3 that we've had, Lenihan, Wharton and Van Hecker. Again, you've got Worrell, Cook, McKenna. Good goalkeeper in Samba. We've got a good goalkeeper in Kaminsky. So this Forest side looks and feels quite similar to ours. Lots of players who are informing, consistent, being picked most weeks. So real tough side that we're coming up against in Forest. If there are going to be any areas of weakness, where could we hurt you?
It's a hard one to say, Ryan, because like I said, all the players have been fantastic. But it might be left back because Ryan Lowe's been injured for quite a while. So he's still getting his match fitness. I mentioned Joe Worrell because, like I said, I was surprised he come back against Leicester because I think he hurt his ribs and he meant to be out for 6 weeks and he's only been out for 3 weeks. So I'll say the more weaknesses, I'll say left back. But Lowe's been great and it's a difficult one. I don't know where weakness is. Left back, it's left back. I'll say left back because of his match fitness, but. I don't know. I don't know where the weakness is, Ryan. That's a problem. I don't know where it is. But left back it is.
I'll ask you another one because I'm intrigued as to what Tony Mowbray is going to do because I think he'll be really concerned about Jed Spence, as you've said, and then that link up with Brennan Johnson. So is there any potential for us to exploit that our left and your right-hand side with Diaz high up the pitch, and then we'll probably play Ryan Giles down there as well? Do you think Steve Cooper might be worried at that space in behind Jed Spence?
Nope.
No,
this is the problem because every match problem is like I said. He does he'll say, "Oh, the other team's good." Like you mentioned, Diaz. He will exploit. Because remember when he was at Forest, he used to exploit that left wing and attack the right back. We're not worried. I'm not saying I'm not saying. Oh, I'm not trying to be big headed and that. Don't get me wrong. Like. Brereton, he will get some space because of Spence running further up the pitch, but I think Spence knows what to do. He knows how to. I think he's 21 years old now, but I think he knows what to do with how to deal with Brereton Diaz. So am I worried that he'll make a threat left side? Yes, but I think Spence will deal with him and his experience as well because, as we know, Brereton Diaz has changed. And he's going from left, right, and centre. But I'm not worried. Joe Worrell will have him in the back pocket as usual.
Is it Worrell over on that right-hand side? Is he the right-sided centre back?
Yeah, he'll play on the right-hand side. So that's I think Diaz will exploit because, like I said, them two know each other. So I think Diaz will know the weaknesses from Worrell. So, but I think Spence will have him. I'm not worried.
So there we go. That is a good segue into the final part of the show. As you know, we put ourselves on the spot with a score prediction. So let me know what you think in the comments, Rovers fans and any Forest fans who are watching in. How do you think the game's going to go? This is going to be a humdinger, and Forest are confident. And as Steve points out here, Mr. Dorr is confident as we were a few games back. That is absolutely oozing out of your mouth, Ben. So how you feel about the score prediction? Get your predictions in the comments box, Rovers fans, and we'll run through them at the end of the show. So you can go first then. You're feeling confident. Going to come up to Ewood Park. What's the score prediction?
Listen to me, right? We played fantastic against Leicester, but it's back to league games now. And I mentioned to you, like going to away games, feeling confident, getting a result. Like a draw won't be bad, but I think I'm confident. I'm going to go for a win. Will Blackburn score? I don't know because like I said we've got good defence in Worrell, Cook, and McKenna. So I'm going to go for it, Ryan. I think we'll win 2-0. I think we'll win 2-0. Yes, I think we'll win 2-0.
Going 2-0. I can see some Rovers fans are loading in the comments. And just to give some of the context on the away form, Forest 5th overall for away form this season. 6 wins on the road, 4 draws, just the 4 defeats away from home. Obviously coming up against Rovers, who do have the best home form.
Wow. Okay, you didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me that.
15 games, 10 wins, 3 draws, just the 2 defeats to West Brom and that 7-0 at home to Fulham. So you sure you don't want to revise?
Nope. Nope. No chance. I'm confident we can do something.
I respect it. Absolutely respect that. My prediction, as I say, this just looks and feels like that Middlesbrough game all over. Borough were coming very strong, very settled and in form under Wilder. Forest are turning up in that way as well. Crucially for us, Diaz and Kadra coming back. They didn't start that game against Swansea. It really shows. I think Mowbray is going to be delighted to have them back on Wednesday night. It just allows our side to look a little bit more settled. Ryan Giles coming into the side at left wing back is very timely with the injuries that we've got to Harry Pickering and to Teo Edun as well. So our side looks strong. It looks settled. Off the bench, probably not the options that we've had recently, but I fancy us to grind it out 1-0 again, Mr. Dorr. I really do. It could be a second half. It could be Diaz at that Blackburn end. It could be him. But yeah, 1-0 Rovers is what I'm going to say. So you say 2-0 Forest, I say 1-0 Rovers. But do you know what? It's so nice just to be able to chat between us, feeling confident about the season. This could have been a dead rubber at the end of the season, but no, we're absolutely buzzing, aren't we?
I'm buzzing. Like I said, I mentioned I was depressed when I came on your channel all the time. But look at me, I've changed.
You have
now.
changed.
And now, and the thing was, we're coming for you, Ryan. Forest are coming for you lot. Because we remember the performance. Like Blackburn were fantastic when you played at the seat ground against us. Now it's our turn. We're coming for you.
Well, it does have that little feel to it, doesn't it? But obviously we're not in as bad form as you were back then. But do you know what? It's going to be a humdinger of a game. And are you going up? Are you going to the game?
Am I going? Of course I'm going, Ryan.
Yay.
You know I'm coming. I'm there. Are you going?
I'm there, mate. I'll be there and all. So I'll drop you a text.
Yes, you take me a text. I'm coming for you, Ryan. I'm coming for you.
Love that. Love that. So let's run through these predictions. Steve is saying 2-0 Rovers. John, 2-0 Rovers. Dizzy, 3-0 Rovers. Come on, Dizzy. Josh, 2-1 Rovers. Matty, when I say we win, we lose. So 6-0 Forest. A lot of time for that. Normal service resumed against a tired Forest. 1-0.
Tired? Gareth, what have you been drinking, Gareth? You mad?
So just on that note, that took a lot of energy against Leicester. Are you not fearful of any tiredness, that FA Cup game? No.
Because
he's confident.
No, I'm confident. The reason I'm confident, because like I said, we beat Arsenal 1-0, and we played. And I remember the next game we was against it was a Millwall side, a strong side as well. So, and like I said, we beat Leicester easy. But like, I personally think we wasn't in first gear against Leicester, so I don't think we'll be tired. I think we'll be ready. So that's why I said I'm not trying to be big headed, because like I said, I'm going to away games thinking we can get a result. So I'm Forest, we're ready for Blackburn. We're ready for you.
And I think that's why fans like myself are just feeling a little bit anxious. It's how I felt before that Middlesbrough game, but I fancy us to do it. Come on. We'll respect you. Lee, 3-1 Forest, you Reds. Jack, 3-2 Rovers. Chris, 2-1 Rovers. And that is all the predictions. So Rovers fans feeling quite confident, actually, but absolutely understand your confidence as well, mate. You're absolutely flying at the moment. One thing is for sure, I think it's going to be a humdinger. How many tickets have Forest sold? How many are you bringing up? So it was quite cheap, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite cheap. So I think they were still out. We sold out, but then they gave us an extra 400 tickets. So I think we are bringing a lot.
Yeah, and, I think it'll be a good atmosphere. Middlesbrough made it a good atmosphere as well. And in that second half, I was absolutely bricking it when Matt Crooks was missing his headers. So I think it's going to be more of that. There we are. So that's it, Rovers fans. Thank you to Mr. Dorr for joining us on the channel tonight and giving us the lowdown on Forest. You've got a good sense of how confident Forest are feeling. So it's going to be a humdinger of a game, as I say. And if you're not at the Rovers match on Wednesday, go and join Jared on the watch along as we usually do. We'll have the match preview coming out tomorrow as well. Dan and I will have a chat about this game. We'll see how Dan's feeling about the game, if he's confident or not.
And you're on my channel as well, Ryan. You're on my channel as well. So
I am, yeah. Tell us about your channel, mate, for those who don't know yours.
like I said, I do basically what Ryan does. I do vlogs to games, previews, reviews, and interview ex-Forest players. So people, like I said, if you want to come subscribe, Ryan's here tomorrow at 9 o'clock. He'll talk about Blackburn, how Forest will smash him. So your people, come subscribe to Dora on Tour. I'm nearly at 6K. So
nice, mate. Nice. I do love your vlogs. I must admit, you do a good job with them. And
it's time and effort. I'm drained because we're winning. I love Forest. I love editing when Forest win. So
there we are.
It's mad.
Any Rovers fans want to come and help me as I'm fed to the Lions tomorrow, then feel free to come and give me some moral support as I go.
Blackburn fans, you can call me. Listen, mate, I don't hurt Blackburn fans. I don't hurt you, so come and join me.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But yeah, we'll leave it there. You have a good evening, Ben. Have a good evening, Rovers fans. And a big shout out to our sponsors, Blue Rose Capital and 6yardsout.com. Enjoy your evenings, everyone, and we will see you soon.
On the Forest!
See you later.
See you later.
The Rovers Chat YouTube channel is proudly sponsored by 6yardsout.com. They've got retro football from every era with mugs, phone cases and much more. They also have plenty of Rovers goods, including apparel with the famous 94-95 season and this season's kit. Check them out using the link in the description below.